What's up, everybody?
Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black on firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Constance Carter. Happy Monday to everybody. You know, I always look forward to seeing my people every day of the week. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Everybody, so you know I gotta do my thing. So I'm over here. I'm not even looking at the screen right now because I am looking at my Facebook. Because so what happens is, for the folks who are just logging in on Facebook, when I stream out to like eight different streams, and so on Facebook, it always when I come live, it goes like locked, so you can't see it. So I got to unlock it, make it public so people could actually see it. So but I go out on like 8 different streams. So if you only see 2 or 3 people where you at, it's people over here and over there. But I do want to say that, if you don't follow me on my YouTube page, if you're looking at me from, say, Dr. Boyce Watkins page or the Fly Nubian Queen page, please, I would like for you to subscribe to Constance Carter too, my YouTube page as well. I am Constance Carter. Because I'm always going to try to come live and try to give you something that you can use. And I appreciate your loyalty. I know that you could be anywhere in the world, spending time with anybody in the world, but you choose to do that with me every day. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. All right. I love to shout you out. So I need you to talk back to me and talk black to me. So where are you watching from? Because I know that we do have people that are watching from all over the world. What's up, Booker? Great day from Fort Worth, Texas. It's good to see you, sir. What's up? I need it from the DMV. Yes, you getting in the gym. Let's get it in, my friend. What's up, Sophia from Stockton, California? Good to see you. Happy Monday. What did you guys do this weekend? Did you guys do anything special? What's up, Gail from Compton? I didn't do anything special this weekend at all. What's up, James? I appreciate it. Let's get the knowledge from a real. Thank you, James. Let me tell you something about James. This guy right here, I really appreciate you, James. First of all, thank you for always coming on live and always listening and being antagonistic sometimes. Sometimes you be talking shit to me, and I love it. I love it. I ain't mad at anybody, and I ain't scared of anybody who talks shit up in my comments. However, you also took the initiative to invest in yourself, James. And for that, I need a lovely JR, some of the folks that watch me every single day, Miss Sophia, you're in the Grow Your Money Club, but you guys have taken trainings from me. But not only have you taken the trainings, but you're in action, you're making money. And so I'm just very, very extremely proud of you for everything that you do. I'm grateful that I'm able to do something to contribute in a positive way in your life. So, thank you. And I'm just, I'm just continue to update me, because I just love to sit on the front row and watch you excel. So just shout out to all of you who just continue to pour into yourselves. That's what it's all about, right? In this time. And I know you guys know what's going on with all these tariffs and all this bull that's going on in this country. And there's been a lot of exposure lately. And that's the reason why I want to talk to you about just opportunities. I always want to talk to you about opportunities that are going to benefit you in some way. Okay. But there's a lot going on. And I think that it also breeds. What's up, Martin from London, UK? Good. All right, Martin. I'm glad to see somebody from the UK. What's up, Roosevelt from North Dakota? I didn't know there was Black people in North Dakota. I like you with that book. But there's a lot going on, but I also see it as opportunities, right? We said in the beginning that we were going to mind our Black business, and we were going to mind our Black business. Okay. So as all of this stuff is going on, it's definitely going to affect us. So don't think it's not going to affect us. And oh, by the way, I got shirts that says that. Minding my Black business and minding my Black business. If you want to get them, go to conversationtees.com. Listen, but that's what we need to do for the next 4 years is we need to mind our Black business and mind our Black business. So we have to learn different things. We got to think outside the box. We got to be proactive and not reactive. Somebody put that in the comments. We have to be proactive. What's up, LaDon? And not reactive. Hey, Deborah, put that in the comments. I'm not going to go on until somebody puts that in the comments. We have to be, Black people, be proactive and not reactive. A lot of times we are the last ones to do something. We are on the late train a lot of the times. And so I just really want to get us prepared for what's getting ready to happen, what's happening. How can we be insulated? The insulation comes with the education. Bars. You know, I be rhyming. Insulation comes with education, y'all. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Insulation. Yes, proactive and not reactive. What's up, Deborah? Proactive, be proactive and not reactive. Insulation comes with education. The more you know, the more you can do. And if you don't know anything, then you're going to be stuck. And so that's the reason why I come here every single day to try to give you something you could use. Okay? Let's go, Roosevelt. That's what I'm talking about. People, New York and Georgia in the house. That's what's up. Be proactive and not reactive. Uh-oh. 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 I don't know what happened there. But so in order for us to be proactive and not reactive, there's things that we can do. Now, let me just tell you this. Let me give you the statistic. Before we do that, I want to give you a little woke tip. I don't know if you guys know, I got a group on Facebook. It's called Stay Woke. And I'm always trying to give you something that you can use. I always try to give you some nuggets that you can use, information. So look for the group Stay Woke on in Facebook. It's a group, private group, Stay Woke. But I have a Stay Woke tip, a woke tip. And what it is, first of all, let me tell you why I started doing the woke tip is because I saw what, you know, the right wing media and the left wing media was doing when they called our word, when they bastardized our word. And I'm not going Sophia said every time I play the video, she always has to turn it down. The reason why, because I'm gonna play it anyway. Sophia, I'm sorry.
Woke is bullshit. I don't know if you've been watching, but we got rid of woke over the last 2 weeks. Woke is gonzo. So we took over the Kennedy Center. We didn't like what.
I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but just the idiocy of what they've done, and he just sounds so stupid. Him being president lets us know, and everything that's going on, you know, China's out there playing a long game, y'all. And so what it lets us know is that we have a lot of uneducated and dumb Americans. We have a lot, you know, that Lyndon B. Johnson said, if you could take, what'd he say? Take the lowest of the white man and convince him that he's better than the best colored man, and he won't even know you're picking his pockets. Hell, give him somebody to look down on, and he will give you everything he owns. Okay, so these billionaires have convinced people that don't benefit from their policies that they will, as long as it's disenfranchising another group of people, which is i.e. you Black people. So I'm going to vote against my own best interest because it disenfranchises, because I believe it disenfranchises Black people. The problem is they're the main ones being disenfranchised, but they still believe these billionaires that don't give a damn about them. But I just wanted to take that word woke back, right? I wanted to take it back and not rebrand it, because Stay Woke has been around since the 30s. We've been saying this in our community for the longest. For them to take it and bastardize it and make it something that it's not, it drives me bananas. So I just said, listen, we're gonna stay woke. Woke. We have an acronym. It's called WOKE. Wealthy, W for wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. When we talk about Stay Woke, it's an acronym: wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. The W for wealthy, it means, listen, we are building wealth, Black people. This is all about us. This is our time. We've been free long. We've been enslaved or oppressed longer than we've been free. But now they done fucked around and gave us the internet, which accelerated our knowledge base. Okay. So we can build wealth as a community. We can be outstanding, Black excellence at all time. Knowledgeable. Let's continue to pour in ourselves by watching programs like this, by sharing the information. Any information that I give you, I need you to share with your community and empower one another. Stay empowered so that we can continue to build our community. Every other community, every close-knit community, they make sure that they do business with each other first. They make sure that they stay empowered. There is no other community except for ours. And that's because the outside powers that be, right? When you listen to our music, they wouldn't dare have this kind of music within the Jewish community. You wouldn't dare hear Asians talking down about their women or about their men. You wouldn't dare see certain people, Hispanics, having the same type of dialogue or just tearing down of their community as we are. But it's not just us that's doing it. It's the billion-dollar powers that be that is putting this out there. So they're taking the dumbest people and they are making them representatives of our race. And so if you put a whole lot of money, you know, Tank said, our violence isn't the issue. Let me show you what he said.
Our violence isn't the threat. Our love is. Our family separated. It's fine. It's perfect. The man staying with his family and raising his kids and pouring into his woman. That's the threat. That's why R&B takes such a back seat, because we're not promoting the aesthetic that continues to perpetuate the stereotype. You guys are killers. You guys are animals. You guys are savages. That's when you're at your best. So that's what we're going to reward. Those are the guys who get the $100 million deals. Those are the guys who fill up the arenas and stadiums and talk that shit. We love when you talk that shit. Love? We're cool. We're cool. We don't own conglomerates. It comes down to ownership.
Yep.
We don't own radio. We don't own streaming. We don't own media. We don't own none of it.
Do you understand that? So it is the powers that be that are intentionally trying to destroy our community in different ways. After the Civil War, they were blatantly hanging us. Yes. Then, of course, all of the things that have happened over the years with then you have COINTELPRO that were killing people in our communities and killing our leaders. J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to America is Negro unity. Tank said it best. Our violence isn't the threat. It's not the issue. Our love is. So they're putting millions of dollars to destroy you as a people. And so the reason why this is so important to me is because the only way we're going to make it, I don't know if you know that song by Hezekiah Walker, we need each other to survive. I need you, you need me. Okay, we need each other to survive. So we have to stop letting those outside influences tear us down. Listen, we've been asleep probably for the last 50 years thinking that they cared about us. But now the playbook is all over the internet. They're letting you see their hands. So we can no longer be in denial about what's going on. We have to be not only aware, we have to be intentional, but we have to be vigilant about the survival of our people. That's the reason why I do this every day. We got to stay woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, empowered. So I just try to drop tips every single day. Woke tips, just so you can know. And this is just wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, empowered. Here's our woke tip for the day. Welcome to the Woke Minute. It's your girl, Constance Carter. This is where we will drop quick tips to build wealth, seize opportunity, gain knowledge, and empower your legacy. Don't just make money, assign your money a mission. Too often we earn money without giving it direction. Today, I challenge you to tell every dollar where to go, whether saving for your child's future, investing in that idea you've been sitting on, or paying off that one lingering debt. It's time to put your money on assignment. Wealthy people don't let dollars sit idle. They make every coin count towards the vision. Stay ready so you never have to get ready. That's your woke tip, because when you stay woke, you stay wealthy. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, it is so true. I always try to make sure that my money is in some way making money for me. And I've shared this. If this is your first time watching, again, make sure you subscribe to I Am Constance Carter. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you are following me on Instagram and all those other places. But I was renting. So when I moved to the East Coast, I moved from California. And if you don't know anything about me, I'm from California, from San Jose, California, lived in Stockton, California for about 20 years. And built this great company, built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, wrote some books, did all that stuff. And so I moved here, and I decided I was going to rent for a year just to kind of get a lay of the land. I ended up having to rent for 2 years. But you think about this, I was paying $4,000 a month in rent on a townhouse. And I rented for 2 years and 3 months. That's over $100,000 that I wasted that was doing nothing for me. And that kills me, because I'm always trying to figure out ways where my money is assigned, where I'm making my money make more money. And when you're renting, that's certainly not a way that your money can make more money. So I don't care what you have to do. Try to get yourself in a position where your money is making more money. Okay. So speaking of which, let's talk about these 10 six-figure jobs that I want to tell you about. And I think I got maybe a little bit more. The reason why I brought it up is because right now, it is so imperative. It is so important that we're making decisions that are based upon our abilities, and we're filling the needs, right? So when you're looking at starting a business, when you're looking at starting a business, you're looking at filling a need. There is supply and there's demand. And sometimes people will try to start businesses based upon no demand, and then they wonder why they're not making any money, because there's no need for what it is that you're doing. And I think about college, right? I didn't go to college. I have a PhD, a public high school diploma, but I don't have a post-secondary education. My children, all of my children are going to school. My reason for them going to school is much different than most people, right? I don't think that going to school is going to make you a millionaire. When you go to school, you learn how to become an employee. You don't learn how to become an entrepreneur unless you take entrepreneur classes. But you're learning how to be an employee, a really, really good employee making a lot of money. Okay, and that's fine too, because everybody is not meant to be an entrepreneur. But when you think about student loan debt, okay, y'all, listen to this. The average college tuition is over $200,000 for a private college. For a public out-of-state fees, it's $174,000, and for a just regular 4-year college, it's $104,000 for the college. So you're looking at $25,000 per year, and that's on the low end. My kids and my children's college, I think, is $40,000 to $50,000 per year that we're paying for them to go to college, right? Black people have 50% more student loan debt than white people. Okay. 50% more student loan debt than white people. The average student loan, it takes about 20 to 30 years to pay off student loan debt. 20 to 30 years. I want you to just let that sink in. Okay. So for Black borrowers specifically, it takes 20 to 30 years. Almost 26 million borrowers are in deferment as of right now. And, with Biden erasing the student loan debt, that's all being reversed. Okay. Deferment doesn't erase debt. It only delays it. All right. So when you look at the amount of money that you pay. So if somebody takes out $100,000 in student loan debt, average interest rate of about 6.5%, if they take 20 years to pay it off, they're going to pay that $100,000 plus another $78,000 in interest. That's $178,000 for a $100,000 loan. That is compound interest. If they had this student loan for 30 years, they're going to pay $127,544 in 30 years. So for a $100,000 loan, you got this 4-year degree, you're going to end up paying $227,000 for that education. Is it worth it? For some, it is. That's a lot of damn money. And so there are things that you can do where you don't have to get a degree. There are a lot of jobs that you could have. There are a lot of careers that you could have. You do not have to have, listen, I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California. I did not have a degree. What I did have was a mission, a purpose, a passion for people. But I didn't have a 4-year degree. Okay. So when you look at, let me see, we have $1.7 trillion in spending power. We also have $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. And nearly 40% of our students start college but don't finish it and end up having this debt that we don't even have a degree for. So the average, let me give you some trades. And I think that's a big thing, because a lot of people, we were taught, especially like when I was growing up, you don't want to do the trades. You don't want to be, you don't want to be an electrician. You don't want to be a plumber. Those are bottom of the barrel jobs, but those are actually making more than degree jobs. I don't know if you know, but it said by the year of 2027, that's in 2 years, there's going to be a need for over 500,000 plumbers, because the average plumber is 55 years old and they're going out of business. They're going to stop and they don't have anybody to pass their business to. So there's a need for 550,000 plumbers. On average, a plumber can make, on the low end, starting out, $59,000. $150,000 on average. You can actually become an apprentice as a plumber. You cleaning up shit. But imagine this, if there's more supply or more demand than there is supply, the $150,000 is probably going to go up significantly. But what if you're a plumber and you own your own plumbing company and you have apprentices that you're training and now you have a business, the business is in demand. So now you're not the one shoveling shit or unclogging shit, unclogging toilets, but you have a crew of people that are doing it. It's an honest job. It's a novel job. 500,000 jobs or a shortage of 500,000 plumbers by the year 2027. An electrician is also another one. Think about this. This is a trade that you can get. You ain't got to spend a whole lot of money. They're in high demand for construction, for green energy, smart homes. So there is not a shortage. In fact, I was just actually texting someone from a lady from Net 7 Collective. She's actually actually we have two women and if you don't know anything about the Net 7 Collective, I have I coach women from all over the country. And I teach them how to increase their net worth by 7 figures. And we actually have 2 women in the Net 7 Collective who are electricians. And they are in demand. So how do you take that skill and you translate it into something that's you're building your business? These government entities, they're looking for this. You can get these big government contracts worth millions and millions of jobs if you have this trade and you can handle that type of workload. They're in high demand. They're not slowing down on construction. It's needed. HVAC, on average, they make between 50 and 90,000. Heating and cooling ain't going nowhere. Solar, HVAC, refrigeration, all of these things, they're not going anywhere. See, the thing about it is we've gotten so accustomed to thinking that, the only way that we can actually make money is through sitting behind a computer or sitting in an office. And the reality is a lot of these jobs that are going away, that are going to become available, we're going to need either, if we're not doing them, we're going to have to pull people. We're going to have to pull immigrants over from other countries. So what about if you own the company and because didn't Trump just backpedal on his deportation? And he said, we need people for those particular kind of jobs. This fool. But I mean, it's the truth. An elevator repair person or an installer, they make over $100,000 a year. A truck driver, you just need a CDL, they make over $100,000 a year. A firefighter, they make over $100,000 a year. These are certainly certainly positions that you can do that doesn't cost all that doesn't require all that education and all that money. Okay. Police officer. I know we don't like the police, but imagine if more of us were police officers. How then would our community be protected? Because they have people who look like them on the force. You don't need a degree. You probably should have a degree or some kind of sensitivity training, you would think. But you don't need a degree to become a police officer or a firefighter, and they make over $100,000 a year. Y'all remember railroad conductors? Yeah, they still need those. They make over $100,000 a year. Utility line installers. A lot of my friends work at PG&E in California, Pacific Gas and Electric. Do you know how much those utility line, they make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year? I don't know if y'all know any. They get so much overtime because there's so much work. They make so much. They make more than doctors, y'all. They make more than doctors. People who work on these utility lines make more than doctors. Heavy equipment operators, they make between $60,000 and over $100,000 a year. So think about that. Those are different things that you could. That was 10, right? I just gave you 10 hands-on. But let me give you 10 more. I got 10 more that are digital. Okay? So just think about these as well. So you have the trades. I just gave you 10 trades. Real estate, investor, or real estate agent. Now, if you are a real estate agent and you had a real mission of serving, my goal always with Catalyst, and the reason why we're so successful is because my goal was always to have, on average, you have 20% of the people making 80% of the money in a real estate company. I always empower my agents for 80% of my agents to be six-figure earners. That was the goal for me, is to pour into each one of them so that they can. There is so much money out there to be made. There are so many people that need homes. There are people who want to invest. You could actually also invest. Say you have money in a 401k. Well, why don't you take your money and you start investing in other things? I don't know if you know, but a lot of people lost a lot of money in the 401k last week when the whole market manipulation happened. But what if you took that and put it in something that's going to grow? Something that generates compound interest. I got an ant problem, y'all. Einstein said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who know about it make money from it. Those who don't, they pay it. What does that mean? Your credit cards, your student loans, all of those are compounded interest. They charge you and charge you and charge you, but you could also use your money to make more money. So if you have money and you put it into real estate, or you put it into stock, or you put it into a permanent life insurance vehicle, that could actually make you money. Your money can make more money. Insurance agents make a lot of money because, again, this is another way where you can really help people. As an insurance agent, one of the things that you can do is you're not only helping people with their life insurance, but you're helping people with their financial planning. And I don't know if you know, but when you help people with their money, then you make money. Zig Ziglar said, the people who help other people make money, they end up being successful in return. The people who help other people become successful, they in turn become successful. If I'm helping you to make millions of dollars, then I in turn will also be a millionaire. I don't know if you understand that. But doing something that really helps people, and if you understand that what you're doing is actually helping somebody, because not only do they have a death benefit, but they got a life benefit too, and you're showing them how to use their money to make more money, you're going to make money. Yeah. Digital marketing is another place. E-commerce, drop shipping. In fact, I have a drop shipping business. I don't know. I haven't counted my revenue streams yet, but I definitely have many revenue streams. So this shirt right here, which one I have on? I have this wealth activist shirt on. This I sell them on my drop shipping page. I have t-shirts called conversation tees. It's a drop shipping business. I don't have to do anything. I have merchandise on this website. And if anybody wants to purchase my t-shirts, I have these t-shirts. I got these Stay Woke t-shirts. I have mine and my black business and my black owned business. These are things that you can do. You don't have to have a degree, but a way that you can make extra money and money while you're sleeping. So I have this t-shirt available right here. Take that off here real quick. Stay woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. Boom. I have this t-shirt. Mine and my black coffee mugs and everything. Right? I just think of this stuff, create a t-shirt, put them online, selling while I'm asleep. These are things that you too can do. You can make money that way. You could have sweats, hats, whatever. Yes, thank you. I am a wealth activist. And so I sell these things, right? Another way, I have books. So you said how? I actually have I don't have in the Grow Your Money Club. Actually, yeah, in the Grow Your Money Club, I actually have a training on drop shipping. I think it's seven online revenue streams, but it's inside the Grow Your Money Club. Okay. So there's a training on there to teach you drop shipping. Books. Inside the Grow Your Money Club also, I show you how to write a book. But you can write books, and there's yep. Grow Your Money, Don't Blow Your Money. That's a shirt that's inside the conversation tees. Yes. Martha said, I got mine. Yes. But books, write a book. So right now with the Net 7 Collective, okay, first of all, let me just tell you this book right here. Now, remember, if you've never heard me before, I'm not the big ideation person. Somebody within the Net 7 Collective said we should write an anthology. And we wrote an anthology. We got these big, beautiful books that have these amazing stories of resilience from all these women, from 17 women in the Net 7 Collective. Okay. 17 amazing, beautiful women. We all have these books. And we have our stories in here. We share our stories. Okay. We did that inside the Net 7 Collective, but I also have other books. I have a Wealth Accelerator workbook showing you how to increase your wealth. Again, these are things that I'm doing to help you to be able to grow your wealth. Okay. Wealth Accelerator workbook. I have Keeping Score, which is a credit book. That's the foundation of everything. I have another workbook. I have just, but these are things that I have that I'm helping other people. What is that thing that you have that you know, that knowledge base that you have, that you could put it in a book? You can do an online training. There's other ways that you can make money. Okay. So you got to think outside the box. People will pay you handsomely for your knowledge. You just have to know that what it is that you're doing, that you do, is important. And that's the thing about it, is a lot of people don't think that what they have, the information they have, is important. And I remember, me trying to explain something to my agents and wondering why they wouldn't do what I told them to do. And it was not because they were lazy, which I thought that they were. They just didn't know how to do it because it came easy to me. I didn't understand the value of it. There are things that come easy to you that you may not even understand the value, that you can actually sell and create a business from. What is that thing that you do that's easy? Yeah. So those are things that you could do. What are some other things? Let me see. I have notes. If you want to become a YouTuber, I actually monetize on my social media. My social media actually monetizes. I monetize on everything except for TikTok, which I didn't set up my monetization, but I monetize on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah. I have a Facebook business page and a Facebook personal page. I monetize on both of those. I monetize on my Instagram page, and then I monetize on my YouTube page. Now, that takes a lot. It takes, consistency, putting out good content. Facebook just told me the other day, you put out such great content, we're going to open you up to more people because you have good content. So, but if you're putting out good content, extra money you can monetize. Every month I get a check from Facebook, from Meta and YouTube. Every month I get a check from Meta and YouTube just by putting information out that I think might be important or valuable to somebody else. You might have something to say, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Think about that too. It doesn't have to be perfect, because if you wait for perfection, it'll never happen, right? Waiting for perfection will never happen. You could be a virtual assistant. Think about that. Maybe you have an administrative skill set and people need that. I know I always need virtual assistants. My virtual assistants sometimes they be falling short, and I may need another one. I have virtual assistants from the Philippines, and sometimes they're great and sometimes they're not so great. You could be a notary signing agent and to sign loan docs. They make anywhere between, I've seen some that make anywhere between $75,000 and $150,000. Think about these things. These things are things that you could do. So start thinking outside the box, because you're going to have to get in a position where you're not dependent upon the government. I'm in the DMV. And I've seen a lot of people lose their jobs. I was talking to the state's attorney last week, Aisha Braveboy. She was actually on the program a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so ago. She was running for county executive. She's now the county executive. She's just newly elected county executive, and she's a good friend of mine. And she was saying last year in this area, in this community that's kind of a little bit similar to mine, it's called Oak Creek. No houses were on the market. I think they sold maybe 25 the whole year. Now there are a ton of homes on the market. In fact, I'm probably going to be listing one maybe today. Okay. So now it's saturated because of what's going on with Doge, what's going on with the federal government, how they're letting all they're firing all these people essentially. And here in the DMV, 80% of the workforce were African-American. 80% of African-Americans work for the government in some capacity. And so now they're losing their jobs. So the way we get insulated is if we use our knowledge base so that we can start generating our own money, and then we got to employ people too. So we also have to make sure that we're able to duplicate, automate, and delegate. No, eliminate, automate, and delegate. And this is what I teach the ladies in Net 7. But this is extremely important as we grow our community, understanding the importance of your knowledge base, how to get that out there. In fact, Net 7 Collective, this is my passion project. This is where I coach. Now I still have Catalyst Real Estate Professionals. We are killing it. We're out there helping people to invest in properties. But we also have the Net 7 Collective, where I'm helping Black women from all over the country really increase their net worth. And so there was a lady that I met We did a mixer last year called the Get Financially Lit mixer, which we're going to do another one on June 5th. So if you're in or around the DMV area, we're going to be doing another mixer. But I met a lady at the mixer. She ended up joining Net 7 Collective, and she's an attorney. Her name is Dee Dee McKern. And she was on.
tell you,
No, go ahead.
when I tell you, it has been so much worth, so much more than I could even that I spent, even imagine to spend. Even the position I told you, that the position that I have, I was recently hired as legal counsel for Roots Public Charter School in DC. And part of the things that I said in my interview, part of a program that I created based on some tools that you taught me about, that I was able to tell them, look, I've already created these, or I think I told them I can create these. I had already created these programs for the teachers and for the administrators or whatever. Part of that is what got me that position. The stuff that I learned from Constance. Got this book, Unbreakable. We did this thing in a matter of, it seemed like a month. and it's coming out on the 20th. Just so many things and so much that I've learned, stuff that I use in my practice every day, tools that I've learned. Constance is phenomenal. We love Constance. And
That's
anybody
true.
out there, if you want to grow your business, or you want to change, switch lanes. You're thinking about switching lanes, or you want to see how you can get more exposure. You want to get multiple streams of income, and you want to grow your business. Constance is the person. I promise you that you will not regret it, and it will be worth every dime and more.
I'm so thankful. I'm grateful, but that's kind of the sentiment of most of the women who actually go through the program. I'm really invested in them, in helping them build their businesses. She said when she she joined, because it's an investment. She was like, there's a bunch of deer walking by. She said, I had buyer's remorse, because I was like, oh Lord, what have I gotten myself into? Because it's an investment, but best money she'd ever spent. Because when you think about how it takes money to make money. And if you want to invest in yourself and you have somebody that's really invested in what it is that you do, it's important. So getting a coach, getting a mentor, getting a trainer, getting inside some kind of program, if you are interested in the Net 7 Collective, go to Net 7. Thank you. Go to net7bbs.com. And I'm happy to schedule an appointment with you to talk to you about what the opportunity looks like. If you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman from anywhere across the country. And we have ladies, like I said, we got electricians, 2 electricians, we got physicians, we got educators, lawyers, doctors. I mean, just some of everybody, administrative assistants, real estate professionals, entertainers. We got a couple of famous people's mamas up in there. I mean, it's crazy. But the biggest thing is it's just a group of women who are there to just share and pour into each other and help each other grow. So it's not just me mentoring, but it is me, because I'm personally invested, but it's also the other women inside the group as well. So if you know a Black woman or you are a Black woman, have them schedule an appointment with me if they are interested in just, going to the next level. Okay. So here's the thing. You have all of these these positions that I told you about. You have all of the different opportunities. My question to you is, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to utilize this information so that you can grow from it? It is so important with everything that's going on that we do something different. Think about maybe it's a trade that you need to do. Think about maybe it's something that you could utilize your intellectual property, your IP. What is that thing that you can do differently? And you don't have to quit your job. You can use your job. Your job can be your investor into your business. But think about that. But I don't want you just to be a hearer of the word. I want you to be a doer of the word. I always tell the ladies, I don't want you to be a hearer. I want you to be a doer. What does that mean? That means I want you to take this information and I want you to execute. The idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it. It belongs to he who executes it. So if you want, I know a lot of you guys are the big ideation person. I'm not the big ideation person. Most of the things that I do is based upon the suggestion of somebody else. Somebody said you should write a book. I wrote a book. Somebody said that you should do some t-shirts. I did t-shirts, and I make money from all of those things. And I have multiple revenue streams. But you got to think about, for you, what is it that you do? And a lot of you have these great ideas, but you just won't execute on it. Okay. So think about that. You have hands-on careers. They're high respected, especially the ones in the trades. You know, they build cities, they power nations. And this is what we've done as Black people in this country throughout the history of this country. We've built this country. So let's stop telling our kids that success only comes from a suit and a cubicle. It's more than that. Okay. When I talk to parents, especially Black parents, I know that we want the best for our babies. We really do. But sometimes that means pushing college, even when it's not the right fit. We do that. But what if we told our sons and our daughters that you can be an electrician, you can be a firefighter, you can use your intellectual property and not just work a job, but you can own a business? We need more Black-owned businesses, y'all. We need more Black-owned plumbing companies. We need more Black-owned HVAC companies. We need more Black people that are in the digital space. We need more educators. We don't need more debt. We need more direction. Okay. So listen, I don't want you to think about this as just a plan B. All of these trades, I don't want you to just look at it as a plan B. They're a whole plan A for your legacy. If you do it right, you could set it up right. There are people who have multi-million-dollar legacy businesses based upon trades that have these huge contracts with these huge conglomerates that not only do they have a business, but their children and their children and their children's children have businesses as well. So let's stop promoting debt. Let's start promoting options. Let's start promoting options. And then y'all, listen, tap in with the Grow Your Money Club. I don't know if you know anything about the Grow Your Money Club, but that is a club where I teach people different strategies and different things that they can utilize to grow their business. So the Grow Your Money Club, let me show you a little bit about it. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The Wealth Map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. So listen, this is for you. So these are some trainings that I put in one new training a month. I'm getting ready to do an Acorns for beginners. That's going to show you how to utilize your money and put it in a savings account that's going to generate compound interest. So we'll be doing that this month as well. But I was looking at the comments while that video was playing, and I seen somebody say, a brother man said, I'm a union electrician and I make 6 figures and I'm sick of not seeing my people represented. I have a friend who is in the construction business, and he said that we are vastly underrepresented in the trades. Marthella said electrician is the one. Low entry fee. Yep. Think about that. You don't got to have, you don't come out of this. And that's the thing about it is have you guys ever seen any jobs on like Indeed where they're saying that you need a master's or a bachelor's and they paying like $18 an hour or something like that? Like I was making that when I was 19. Leo said, thank you for this information and advice because I've started a course studying to be an electrician in January 2025. You've inspired me even more. Thank you. Good. Dennis said he wants to start a private security company. That's dope. Anybody else that have a trade that they want to get into, that you want to start? Maybe you want to start a business around a trade. What is that thing? Skywalker said, I was thinking about leaving the insurance industry and transitioning into cybersecurity. That is another one that doesn't require a degree as well. So think about that. Waiting on perfection will never happen. Yep. Who else are we having here? Let me see. Buy a gun store. That's interesting. Okay. Insurance is definitely a way to invest. Let me see. I don't know. Somebody is talking a different language. Maybe he's speaking an African dialect. Yeah. Shout out GVTC in Charlotte, Black electrician certification. Also, there's STEM certification that you can get as well. There's a lady inside that 7 Collective. Her name is Kamika King, but she also helps people. She also helps young people to get into the STEM. She worked for NASA. She's in science. She's also one of the authors of in our book, but she helps teach STEM. So there's so many things that we can do that we have to stop looking at the traditional way. We got to think about outside the box. Insurance adjusting is great. Okay. I don't know anything about insurance adjusting, but that's probably a good one too. But we got to think outside the box, you guys. So think about that. What is it that you can do? How you can leverage your skill set or maybe even your passion. But ultimately, let's think of things that we can do so that we can help inspire and enable our community. No degree required, just an insurance license. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I wanted to tell you today. I wanted to just give you some ideas to just awaken something on the inside of you so that you can do things differently, so that you can have other options and know that there are other things out there and you don't have to just go the traditional way. We have the biggest student loan debt. Black women are the most educated. And we also have the highest student loan debt. I remember there was a principal, she's made over $200,000 a year. And I couldn't even qualify for her for a home loan because she had so much in student loan debt. That should be a sin before God. She was only able to I think she's making $200,000 a year. She was only able to qualify for like $100,000 because her debt was so high with student loan debt. Yes, she had her master's. She was a principal, and she was doing all these great things, but she had so much debt that she had to rent. And renting is a total waste of money. So you got to think outside the box. There are people, linemen who work for PG&E that make more than doctors. It's crazy. So think about this. Think about that. What is it that you can do that's a little bit different, that doesn't require you to have to come out of pocket so much? Because ultimately, it's all about us being able to save our money, to grow our money, to leave our money as a legacy. I want to give you show you I gotta go to my Facebook page, but I want to show y'all Black History Spotlight for this week. So let me go to the page. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. Let me tell you about one of the most evil men in history that they never taught us about in school. King Leopold of Belgium. He didn't just colonize Africa. He murdered, mutilated, and enslaved millions of African people and got rich doing it. And to this day, Belgium still hasn't fully apologized. In 1885, Leopold claimed he was bringing civilization to the Congo. He held a fake conference in Berlin to make it look official. Then he tricked local leaders into signing over their land using contracts that they couldn't even read. He didn't take the Congo as a colony for Belgium. He took it for himself. One man, personal property, 76 times the size of Belgium. He ran the Congo like a slave plantation. Congolese people were forced to harvest rubber, ivory, gold, and minerals or be tortured and killed. If someone didn't meet their quota, their hands were cut off. Children's hands, women's hands, whole families. So many limbs were removed that soldiers started using severed hands as currency to prove they did their job. Villages were burned, women were raped, children were kidnapped and forced to become soldiers. He built a private militia, the Force Publique, and many of those men were boys stolen from their homes. And in just over 2 decades, over 10 million Congolese people were gone. 10 million gone. And the world looked away. And if that wasn't evil enough, Leopold put Congolese people on display in Belgium. That's right, human zoos. Black men, women, and children were locked in cages in public parks and made to perform for white visitors. One of the most disturbing cases was in Tervuren, when 7 Congolese died during the exhibit. They were just children. Leopold made a massive fortune from Congo's resources. He built railways, monuments, and places in Belgium with the wealth he stole, while Africans were being tortured to death. He even tried to take control of the Philippines before conquering the Congo. This wasn't about Belgium. It was about one man's greed and the global complicity that allowed it. To this day, statues of King Leopold have stood tall in cities across Belgium. In Brussels, Ostend, Ghent, Eckern, and Arlen. They praised this murderer with bronze monuments. Only recently, after protests and public pressure, a few were removed or vandalized. But still, no full national apology. In 2020, Belgium's Prime Minister Charles Michel refused to apologize for Leopold's genocide. He did apologize for the kidnapping of mixed-race children called Métis from Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi in the 1940s and 50s. But for the millions of lives stolen under Leopold, silence. For decades, Belgian schools barely even taught colonial history. Many still read Tintin in the Congo, a cartoon book filled with racist caricatures of Black people. And when you erase the truth, you protect the abuser. That's why this spotlight matters. Because if we don't tell the truth, they never will. King Leopold, he wasn't a hero. He wasn't a reformer. He was a butcher, a mass murderer, and the blood of the Congo built the wealth of the West. That's why we need to stay woke. Let me tell you. Did you learn about this in your history books? Doubt it. This is the reason why they're trying to whitewash history, so that you don't know the brutality of the people, the powers that be. They took the history out of the history books because they don't want their children to feel bad about what their forefathers and their ancestors did. They want everyone to think that they were heroes and they were really butchers. So I just want to make sure that we stay informed, that we stay woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. And we got to make sure that we continue to stay informed. The schools ain't gonna teach you that anyway. So, the fact that they're trying to whitewash history out of the schools, it's not going to stop the truth from being told. They could take them out of the books. They could take the books. They could burn the books. They could do whatever they want to do in the schools. But we still have the knowledge and the power. So make sure you follow me, because I'm always trying to put good information out there, information that you could use that's going to edify you in some way. Why is that going to edify you? It's going to edify you because you know what it is. So you can stay aware, you can stay woke, so that when you know better, you do better. I'll see y'all tomorrow.